Welcome to Mystery Heart. I'm your host Alexandra Thompson. Tonight we dive deep into one of history's most notorious unsolved cases, the infamous Jack the Ripper. It's a story filled with twists, turns and chilling details that still haunt us to this day. Joining me are a panel of experts, Detective James Mitchell, local historian Sarah Taylor, forensic analyst Dr. Rachel Lee, criminal psychologist Dr. Julia Hall, Ripperologist Lucy Collins, victim's relative Ethan Ryan, true crime writer Dr. Brian Russell and local community representative Thomas Brown. Welcome everyone. Detective James, you have investigated many cases in your career, but the brutality of Jack the Ripper stands out. Can you tell us more about what made this case particularly chilling?
The brutality of the murder is striking. Alexandra. The killer targeted vulnerable women, those who were often alone at night, and left their bodies in grooves to it. It reflects not just a desire to kill but a deliberate intention to instill fear in the community.
That fear was certainly compounded by the infamous letters. Let's talk about one in particular, the infamous letter that sparked the legend. The letter shows a level of intelligence and calculation that is quite disturbing. Sarah, could you elaborate on the significance of the letter?
Certainly, the letter not only mocks the police but pledges to continue the murder spree with solidified Jack the Ripper identity. It's chilling because it speaks to the murderer's psychological state, almost akin to him.
Indeed, it's haunting. Dr. Rachel, what's the most interesting aspect of the letter from a forensic perspective?
One particularly eerie aspect is that it was initially dismissed as a hoax. However, it was contained a gruesome prediction about the next victim. A few days later, Catherine Eddowes was found with her earlobe cut off, just as the letter forecasted.
The sophistication is unnerving. Brian, as someone who has written extensively on this case, what do you think about the ear-cutting prediction?
It certainly shows a calculating mind, but it also speaks to a reckless side, almost like he wanted to be discovered. The fact that he wrote it down and made such a bold prediction raises many questions about his motivations.
A fascinating perspective, Brian. Lucy, your thoughts on the authenticity of the letter? Was it genuinely from the killer?
That's a chilling question, Alexandra, given its specific details, especially the ear clipping. It's highly plausible that it was written by the killer. But there's room for doubt. Many letters were sent claiming to be from Jack the Ripper.
Ethan, you have mentioned that this case hits close to home, particularly with the connection to your aunt's murder. How do you interpret the letters sent by the Ripper?
His ability to predict and describe a death with such precision is horrifying. It rivals a methodical level of planning, but simultaneously points to his deep cruelty. What drove him? What was his motive?
An excellent question, Ethan. Dr. Rachel, based on forensic evidence, what patterns have emerged regarding the killer's motives?
A chilling trend emerges. He preyed upon vulnerable women, frequently those in fragile or exploited circumstances. Moreover, evidence suggests he intentionally left behind a trail of clues, perhaps to tantalize investigators or indulge his own sinister thrill-seeking.
Dr. Rachel, your analysis is spot on. Thomas, as a local resident during this tumultuous time, how did the community respond to the murders?
The community was deeply affected. We banded together to look out for one another, but there was also a wave of mistrust. Many speculated that the killer could be someone right in our midst, and that fear changed how we lived in our daily lives.
Your insights are invaluable. Dr. Julia, in closing, what are your final thoughts on this case?
The Jack the Ripper case is a complex web of mystery and deceit. We've only scratched the surface, and I believe future investigations will yield new insights.
Detective James, will there be efforts to revisit this case and help fill in the gaps?
Absolutely. We are committed to re-examining the evidence. The truth is still out there, and we owe it to the victims to uncover it.
Thank you all for joining us tonight on Mystery Hour. The Jack the Ripper case remains an enigma, and each perspective today adds depth to our understanding. But as we end, I wonder, what if the killer wasn't just a product of his environment? What if he was something even worse? What was that?
I'm not sure, but it almost sounds like a message.
From who?
Look at the screen.
What's it saying? I can't understand.
That's written in Latin. It says the letter.
The letter?
The letter! That's the answer to everything.
What's going on?
I don't know, but I think we've uncovered something we shouldn't have.
Hey, look.